and welcome to another Review Room video tutorial. Today we're continuing the discussion on translations. Last time we were talking about how you could translate the front page and the groups. Now let's go to the design competition section so we can show you some other places that you can provide translations. So as soon as I click on design competition, this loads up and there's quite a bit of translation that you need to do here. So first of all, change the mode from editing in English to French, for example, because that's the language that we're adding. And as soon as I do, what it's going to do is load the site again, and from this point on, I can go in and one by one translate all the different sections. So it starts with, for example, the translation of the round. So I can click on Edit on the top right here for the particular round, and then I can provide a translation for that. So again, I'm just going to prefix this with F, and that'll be the application round, and then I can even provide a description for any one of the groups, as you know, and again, I can provide it in English and French. I'll press Save Round, and the same thing actually goes for each and every one of the tasks listed under Design Competition. So if I click on the Tell Us About Yourself task, by default it is in English, and of course we can change that and we can provide a French translation here as well in the beginning, like so. So I'm going to press Save Task, and now we'll have a French translated version of that particular task as well. So again, task titles, round titles, descriptions, all those things can be translated as well, and should be if you are having a multilingual review. Now, the other part to take note to is the Create/Edit Forms section. This section is particularly important because a large part of the content of your review room will be comprised of the forms that you have in the system. So right now here is a Tell Us About Yourself form. So let me click on this and we'll take a quick look. So the forms need to be translated slightly differently than the actual rest of the application. You'll notice that on this page, that drop-down menu that existed previously is not there, but rather there is an English drop-down menu here, and what you need to do is click on this little icon here that says Survey Languages. As soon as you do, you can add in French to your form. So make sure to add the same language that you added to your review room. So as soon as you add this, then you'll notice that your drop-down has English and it also has French. So if I click on French, then you'll notice that some of the basic things like yes and no get translated. However, everything else is up to you. So if I click on this one question, then I can, change it, and let's call it French equivalent, right? So then I'll press Save, and what you'll notice is that in French, this is what I see. If I switch to English, that is what I see. So essentially, again, like every other part of the application, the language is simply a skin, and depending on which language you're looking at, you'll see the relevant skin for that language. So that's how you do that portion. Now, let's go back and take a look at other portions that you can edit. And the other portions are primarily in the settings section. So if I go to settings here, and again, you have to go through and make sure all the forms and all the task names and round names and things like that are fully translated. And then if you go here in some of these tabs, such as, for example, emails, these are some of the emails that the system will send out by default, and for these you're going to have to provide translations as well. However, there's something special about emails, and the thing that's special about emails is that they have to be provided in both languages. So if you were to provide a French version as well, what I would recommend is just pressing enter a few times, doing something like that, and then typing in the French version below that. So you would continue to provide the French translations there. So essentially, all of your emails need to be written in all languages. So in other words, your emails need to be bilingual or trilingual, or depending on how many languages you have in your review room, you need to make sure that all of your emails are provided in all those languages. And again, so this is one of the sections that doesn't operate in the traditional way of using this drop-down menu. So that's pretty much it for this particular tutorial. There's more to talk about with respect to translations, so stay tuned.